Hello and welcome to the Be Formless Flow Driven CEO podcast. Today, we're reshaping life, leadership, and business. And I, first of all, just want to talk about a snap. Mariana Hagström from Estonia we just worked out that we both have whippets and they're both the same age. So I just wanted to have our little friends join the show. Iggy, is it Iggy? Is that her name?
No, Gigi.
Gigi. Gigi and Mally Bob. And so they could almost do a podcast together themselves. They're probably going, what are our mums doing right now? But I just wanted to it's so cute. I love when we can do this sort of stuff. But talk about a connection there. But Mariana, I'm going to put Mally Bob down because he'll just get all distracted. But I just love the fact that we just had this little snap at the start of pre-show about the pod, and here we are both with our beautiful babies. So anyway, I'll start again. But yeah, welcome to the Be Formless Flow Driven CEO podcast, where we are reshaping life, leadership, and business from the inside out. And you and I have tried to do our show for the past few weeks now, but life happens and everything happens, and here we are. And you are all the way from Estonia. I've never been there before, and here I am in Australia. It's 11 a.m. or just after 11 a.m. Thursday morning for you, Thursday evening for me. Mariana Hagström, you are the founder and CEO of Avocado. So Avo Card, Kaado, which is a contract workflow, contract intelligence platform whereby you turn legal documents into connected automated data for businesses. You're a former managing partner and attorney. You're also European Women of Legal Tech awardee, incredible. And you now build legal infrastructure that delivers the clarity, not chaos, so legal businesses and teams can move into what I'm calling flow, because it's more effortless than efforting, right? I won't go into, I'll let you just tell us a bit about your journey, and then I'll share a little bit about how you responded to my question when booking in for the pod in terms of what's one unique insight or lived experience when it comes to life, leadership, and or business. It was a good one. So I'll hand it over to you to tell us a little bit about your journey, and yeah, the whippets just kind of
absolutely.
brighten my day.
Absolutely, Belinda. I'm so happy we finally made a meeting with you, and that it's a super nice to see. Accidentally, we have a same dog and greeting each other like that. I mean, fantastic. So I thought how I'm going to introduce myself when you're asking what's your story, because I mean it even though when you're reading all these things, what I have been, I feel like, I mean, this is not so big thing. I mean, to even talk about. But in general, to summarize, I have had almost one decade in a law firm, and I built my career in a law firm as a woman, becoming one of the youngest female partner, then a managing partner, everything around that, and it was quite of a journey. Definitely changed a lot who I became then. I even don't say who I am now, because it's then the other story started. And that story, I founded a legal tech company myself. I didn't think about so much of that being a startup or something, but I felt the urge and I really wanted to do that. And when I think about these 2 decades now, Avocado is getting also 10 years old.
Wow.
Then, yeah, and then only thing, I mean, not maybe only, but to put it this way is the common thing is the word legal or law. So I mean, these decades absolutely different, and I think it was super good that I got these 10 years in a law firm. I achieved everything, I mean, you could ever imagine as a woman, as a partner. I built up my life how I even don't know, did I imagine, but I really wanted to achieve these things, and I did. But I didn't, because, I mean, you're setting the right goals. I mean, we can speak about goal setting as well during our time together, but I mean, It's super important as well. And then in going into the legal tech, it's I basically started to take these things I learned in the law firm, like skin after skin peeling off, because I mean, this didn't work anymore. This didn't work anymore. And I built so much different strength and confidence in a
Mm,
startup, which I thought I had before, but the life in different situation actually revealed that this was just a role, and my inner strength, I didn't have it at all. It was
mm.
just I was so deep in the role, and I had to start building myself up again, not the
Yeah.
role. I mean, it's such a different thing, and this journey is actually I think I'm in a good place now.
That's good. So did
Yeah.
you actually, like, you were in the corporate world, like in your legal role, and then obviously you decided that you needed to start your own business. Was there something that, like, was there a moment? Was it like that you were just sick of working for, being an employee? Was it that you had this passion, this desire to go and start your own company, like you, from a legal tech perspective? Like you talked just then about your confidence and building your strength up and working out who you truly were. When you're working in corporate and when you're kind of, taking home a paycheck and you're not really having to think about all the aspects of running and starting your own business. It's and you achieved everything you could possibly have achieved in your career in that part. When did you what like the confidence piece is really interesting that you talk about that and that you realize that you were like, yeah, you had so much to learn about yourself.
Absolutely. But I mean, being a partner in a law firm, you're entrepreneur as well.
Yeah,
Because, I
true, true.
mean, yeah. So I thought like I have a good experience in entrepreneurship, but it's absolutely different. It's not comparable when you start your
Mm.
innovative new business from scratch where you don't have any road to take, and you have to make that road yourself. Because when I became a partner and then managing the firm, I mean, there were all roads. I knew how to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
there was actually, I mean, not too much. I mean, when you're entering a law firm, you get the patron and you start learning all the tips and tricks from that person. Is it a woman? Mostly men.
Mm.
And then they are teaching you how to be a lawyer, how to advise. I mean, how to make a decision, because there is also so many roads you can
Mm.
take, but you also always have a person aside you can learn from them, and you're not alone. But if you're founding a company from scratch and you're starting going somewhere where it's just a green field, then it's absolutely different. And it was first it was very painful experience, because I mean, if you're good at it, something, and you already built your career and you know, I mean, how things work, and you know how to get the positive feedback, basically you know how to bring all the positive things
Yeah.
into your life, you learn the tricks. Like, if I do this, I get this. Yeah, I just have to do it, right? But if you're going to establish something new and found something new, you don't know what gives you a positive feedback. And you're going to get a lot of negative feedback, and they are like really hurting here and there and there, and you think like, I mean, there are definitely moments, and I want to encourage everyone who are doing it, it's okay. And it's a very okay phase where you're feeling like, I mean, why I'm doing this, I don't want to be in that kind of situation, I want to back into my comfort zone, when I saw
Yeah,
myself
so
as a
true. Mm.
successful, ambitious, beautiful person, and now I'm just, I don't know.
You almost become a nobody,
Oh,
don't you? And yeah, forgive me because when, as a managing partner, you absolutely do have entrepreneurial, and I guess where I was going with that though was you're still in the safety. I think I wasn't explaining myself very properly. You're still in the safety of an organization, right? Like so, it's an entity, and so you're more of an intrapreneur if you ask me versus an entrepreneur. So when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have the regular salary. You don't have all the support around you, all the backing. You go from being, in a well-established firm, no doubt, and then you go out and start on your own, and you're like you're starting from scratch, and you have to almost prove yourself all over again. And like you say, you get all these people because you're still working out, no doubt. Well, I experienced this. You're still working out at the time. What exactly is this business that I am now building? Because you're like you've got it in your head, but it's still not clear at the very beginning because you're not clear either, and you're working out your own identity. And until your own
Absolutely.
identity is reshaped, the business can only evolve and shape as much as you're shaping at the time. And so you get all this feedback going, you're not being clear enough, you're not doing this properly, you're not doing that properly. And you're just like going, I'm just trying to work out who the hell I am right now. Like
Exactly.
it's a whole, that's why I talk a lot about life, leadership, and business because it's also interconnected as an entrepreneur. Like, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And actually, it's a such an accelerator of self development or your growth and development to go into the entrepreneurship. And I think every person should experience it. Because otherwise, as you said as well, you have a paycheck, you have your life in place. I mean, of course, there are different
Hmm.
people are different, but this is definitely helping you to understand yourself, learn about yourself, and become a better person.
And do you think you're,
It's
sorry, you go.
yeah, you go.
Now, do you think you said you're a very different person to what you were 10 years ago? And I was only reflecting myself earlier today with regards to even the last 3 years. Like I finished in the last business I was in 4 years ago. And I had equity in the business. And I am so very different today, right now, versus what I was 4 years ago. And I may not look any different from the outside, but on the inside, I'm a completely different person. Like, and I'm noticing even more now, like, it's just like, no, I'm as clear as like I can be right now. And that also
Absolutely.
results in your leadership style changing. Like, do you think, like, if you go back to managing partner as a leader back then to what you're like as a leader now and as an entrepreneur, do you think you're a completely
Yeah,
different
absolutely.
also?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I mean, if I look at back, I mean, if you are managing a very like highly educated, smart professionals in a law firm, and there's a lot of inside as well, a lot of ego game, and you have to have a very much like I mean grounded yourself and your confidence and everything because it's everywhere. It's a competition internally. It's a competition to the other law firms. You're competing that you're not losing your customers, that you do a good job, and you want to win them over. So everything about winning. I mean, winning internally, externally. You put yourself like I mean, and actually, what happens and what I recognized later, I shut down my empathy totally.
Mm,
I I didn't have it. I
mm,
mean, I felt like I mean, I want to have it in a situation, and I don't feel it. I don't feel empathy towards anyone anymore,
mm,
and that's what happened. And that was like and when I entered into my startup phase, and I felt it so tremendously because, I mean, it's a different situation. We can't win. We have to fail so many times, and I have to empathic as well towards myself and to others, and I have to lead absolutely differently. And I didn't have that tool. I felt like I'm failing miserably because I just want to push. You
I see.
want to push
Wait,
everything.
wait, how many years in from a startup? Like, because I'm nearly 3 years in, and I'm like, some days I'm just like, I'm a very different person, right? I've learned to relax a lot more because I'm just like can't control it. Like, the minute you think
Yeah.
you these projects coming, it's like that's not happening, or it's on hold, or this happens, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like where is the projects coming from? Or things just move all the time. And now I'm just like, okay, trusting the process. This is just the way it is. And it will like, do you know what I mean? It's back to what you were saying. You want to push, push, push. But I notice the more I push these days, nothing moves.
Resisting.
Nothing moves. And the more I just
Yeah.
surrender and let go, I'm still doing stuff, don't get me wrong. But the more I just
Yeah.
go, okay, all right, just go with it. it just seems to like then things randomly pop up, and then I'm like, oh, there you go again. Like it's that ability to trust yourself. It's the ability to be adaptable, be flexible, especially in this world we're in right now, where it is like we are in a bit of no man's land. So I'm grateful for the last few years of being an entrepreneur because I'm more able to be more flexible, more adaptable because just no day is the same ever, you know?
Absolutely, I totally agree on the same page with you. And yeah, because it's as I said, it's a green field. I mean, and even pushing too much, you may lose ability to listen and to see and to hear what's actually happening, because most important thing is to see and notice what's working, because so many things are not working.
Mm,
And with this pushing, you may just push things what are not working, which are not working.
mm.
And this is, I mean, you feel like you're getting more and more stuck, and you're getting more and more stuck, and then hopeless and desperation and all these kind of things. But it's actually the result, because you wanted to use force, and you didn't use your intuition, being awake, being present. And sometimes when I think about this, I mean, productivity, we want to achieve, we want to move, everything has to move faster and faster. Then you're most productive when you're doing nothing.
I love that. It's so true though. Like it's so true. You are. Like you know, I was sick one week, you were sick the next week.
Yeah,
And you know, we both could have just pushed ourselves to do the pod, but we were just both just
yeah,
like unwell. You were like, I feel better. And then you were like, I'm unwell. And I'm like, feel better. And then even today you gave me some grace because I was running behind from client meetings. And it's just that, like,
yeah.
there's that empathy, there's that ability to just be like, yep, okay, because that's the presence piece for me as well. That's then being able to have a flowy conversation. Because if we both had have showed up to this, well, if you had have showed up sick or if I had have showed up unwell, which I've done, you're just not yourself,
Mhm.
not your best self. You're not shining your brightest. You know what I mean? And like even tonight, I said, can we push it by half an hour? You said, give yourself an hour. I'm like, oh, that's so good. And that extra half an hour just enabled me to do a few extra things that I just needed to do that I don't have to do now later
Yeah,
because I've been more
you,
productive
you trust it.
when I was present. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually true. It's most important, because when you just rush into things, you don't enjoy them.
No.
And if you don't enjoy them, it's becoming all pointless. I mean, we all suffering. I mean, the idea that people who are accomplishing something in life, whatever they do, that it should be just a beautiful flow, easy going, no obstacles. It's all wrong, and it's if we are putting ourselves these kind of expectations, it's going to be a big disappointment.
Mm.
But if we understand that it's going to be a lot of hassle and obstacles, and I choose those, I want to go this road, and this challenge is interesting. I want to see how it evolves. How can use my tools I already have? Maybe I have to develop a new one. And I mean, during these kind of roles, I basically I have like every other week or month, I have some kind of interesting topic about like what evolved, what came up, and I want to know more. And I'm studying, learning about that, etc. And it actually, you feel like you're becoming like yourself, like evolving during that. And it's super interesting. I mean, I wouldn't imagine if you wouldn't have these kind of things, but it's about choice. I mean,
Yeah.
you're choosing this,
Yeah.
or someone chose it for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. I
but
agree.
it's, yeah, I give it to you, Belinda.
No, no, no. I was just saying I agree. I was pausing because I totally agree. We all have a choice, right? And you know, even like you called out goals and you know, you said there was one word or legal tech is the only like two words. I think you said two words or legal was the only
Yeah, legal.
common thread the whole way through the last, you know, 10 years of avocado, which is super fascinating because, you know, that's that ability. You need the foundations. Like, I mean, I had this conversation the other day. I think that foundations are really important for us as humans and, you know, from a business perspective, because you need the foundations as the base, if you like. It's like from when you like ensuring you got your sleep in order. If as an entrepreneur, you're not working 24/7, you're not burning out because you can have a tendency to work more. And it's good
Yeah,
goals or intentions, but that
absolutely.
continuously evolving, reshaping, learning, unlearning, relearning, it's really important. Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have said to I have a feeling like I even don't want to do anything uh, um, with my day or this year where I'm not continuously learning or growing. I'm
Yeah,
just not interested.
no.
I say no. Yeah. And if something, you feel like maybe it's scary, maybe, I don't know, I'd rather say yes to those things. Okay, I will explore. I want to know because, you're becoming a fan, also building yourself because, you and your company, basically, it's a quite the same thing.
I
And
agree.
if you don't develop anymore yourself or you don't grow anymore as a person, then also your company is not growing. So these are going hand by hand. So
Mm,
if something is stuck within your company or you're not getting where you want to be, then you're personally stuck somewhere and you have to release that
I
and you
agree.
have to figure it out. What is it? How I am holding it back?
Yeah, it's so true. And I got warned a while ago. I got warned at the very beginning when I wanted to, pursue this life leadership and business and the internet connection of it all. And I got told, a CFO won't be interested in, life.
Mm.
You've got to watch like bringing that in. And I'm like, but no, who said? And so like I took the not the easy road, and I like purposely pursued, because here we are talking about this. And like you say, you are your business when it comes to entrepreneurial. And if you're not evolving as from a life perspective, how can you expect of your business to evolve? How can you expect your leadership and your team to evolve? And so for me, it's all about that self-awareness, that self-actualization piece, so that we are
Absolutely.
continuously, How do you then, like, is that, in terms of you saying that this year in particular, if you're not learning and if you're not evolving, you're just saying no. Has that been a challenge for you to, have like say no to things that, that aren't serving you any longer? Or is like, because I know at times that I think when you have a lighter energy, or you're an evolving human, people latch onto it, like, because they want to like grow from you. And but you've also got to protect your own self at times and have that ability to be like, no, I need to protect my own energy and protect my time, so I can be able to learn. I can be able to do things that help me evolve as well. Do you ever find that a challenge?
Not really, I think. I don't feel like, it was early days. I in a startup when I wanted to be everywhere because, you feel like it's a FOMO, you're missing something out. You want to be at every conference and have every opportunity possible, etc. But then actually you are, you're wasting your energy everywhere and actually doesn't accomplish anything. And if you get more like quieter and not louder, but you get more and more quiet, and you choose what you do, and then you really choose what you do, and you are present there, not here and there, everywhere, and then you're consistent with that one, then you're really getting results as well. So I think with entrepreneurship it is like that, and you're getting narrow focus, and the focus getting more narrow and narrow. And when I said previously that when you're doing nothing, you're most productive. What I meant like if you're taking as a founder entrepreneur, you're taking these times when you do nothing, you don't do the daily tasks, the meetings, etc. But you take your time off to think. To see, to listen. What's happening around. Then all my biggest, ideas or breakthroughs, everything has happened then. Because all this daily task doesn't matter if you lose the sight, and you have to do the correction all the time. And if you don't take these times, you're becoming like, again, blind what's happening. But you as a leader, I mean, I think what is most important right now, what I have heard, what I have learned, it's not as I said before, you previously, I mean, it was to push and then you say what you have to do, etc. As a leader now, your most important thing is to be awake, to see and listen.
Love
You
it.
are like a medium, I mean, between
Yeah.
everything what's happening.
Yeah, you have to be awake. You have to see and listen. I truly believe you have to be like a medium. You have to have a soul. You have to be able to be connected to your soul. I,
Oh,
you and I could just keep talking and talking, and I'm sure we will. We'll have other
yeah.
conversations separately to this. But there's a couple of things. First thing that came up for me is you just talking about the ability to protect one's energy, one's soul, and I'm just paraphrasing this in terms of when I asked you about, do you struggle to say no? And you said no. And I love that. I love your just like, and I know with my dog, Mally Bob, he has taught me so much in the past 2 years, just in terms of constantly bring me back to being present. He'll pull me out of work, or he'll do things to me that will just like we'll play or we'll do something, and he's constantly bringing me back into flow, if that makes sense, in terms of one, he helps me, recover, relax, but also then we'll be walking because I'm not allowed to talk on my phone when I'm with him. He stops and won't let me use my mobile phone. He just stares at me. And so all these fresh perspectives come. Do you get any of that out of your little Gigi as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe she's more calmer. She's like, I mean, really likes to cuddle and I mean, it is, yeah, it's joy. You really feel joy. Belinda, I have a three kids as well. I have twins
Yeah.
and I have a son.
Wow.
Yeah, and so yeah, and exactly. So it's a lot of
Struggle.
activities around, and I think, I mean, everyone in our family has become, because of my job and because what I'm doing and how I'm evolving, very independent, very like self-driven, and I think it's a very good learning for the family. I actually thought like I mean that the best thing for my kids as well, that I changed the career. So what I did, I as becoming more present, more better person, doing less. I mean, because even if I'm working with with my startup and I'm writing to my lawyer, because I still have a lawyer, and just sending in the late evening the email because I want to get rid of it, not expecting any answer, they still answer. The only people who are answering you at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock midnight are the lawyers. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's not good though, is
Yeah.
it? Like it's just not good. Like it's just like
Mm-mm.
need to just stop. Like, yeah, it was something that I'm very conscious of it these days in terms of, I've got someone working with me and he's constantly saying, I'll do this over the weekend and that over the weekend. I'm like, no, that's your weekend. Like, because I just think that, we need to be able to actively recover. We need to be able to rest. And this comes back to this performative way of being, in terms of a lawyer is always performing in terms of, oh, Mariana's emailed me, I better respond so she knows I'm on it. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not what you're expecting. But it's just this
Oh,
way, you know? Mm.
yeah, because as I said, it's all about winning. I want to win my every action. I want to be with my customer or my client, and going to the court, whatever lawyers are doing. It's a too much focus on like winning
Mm.
with
You when you sorry,
power. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah. And actually, I had one maybe thought about that as well, and then giving back to you. So I actually have thought about in the past days that it is interesting because when you're in the corporate world and you are women and you want to play the same rules, everything as a man do, you're really in a man energy. Yeah. And you even don't notice it, but it's a lot. I mean, you're leading, and of course leading and everything, but it is a very like strong man energy you are into as a woman, and you even don't know it yourself or don't notice that. But it's interesting that, as you pointed out as well, now you're more relaxed, you're trusting more, and this all female energy. You see, I mean, as more you trust everything, as more you trust things are happening for you, you're more becoming more female into the female energy, right? And it's interesting because they're all like entrepreneurship, but that's why you're more yourself, you're more women than being in a corporate and doing and working there, and you feel you're like somehow in conflict all the time. Huh?
Yeah, it's totally true. I mean, when I was in corporate, I was my male energy was really like dominant, like you were talking
Yeah.
about empathy. I had it, but I was very much. I was like,
Yeah.
I want everything now. I'm just like I was like on a mission, like a big time, right? You know, like yeah, I was always just everyone was always like, how do you do it? You're able to do everything. And I thought I was just like I was winning. I was constantly winning. And then I broke my ankle many years ago now, and I looked into the spirituality behind breaking. I think it was my right. I think it was my right. I need to look. Yeah, right ankle, and it was all around male and female energy, and basically that my male energy was my female energy had been completely blocked. And so I went down this whole path, and that was the start of my trajectory of learning about the female energy because you need both. It's the integration, right? But I know that the ability to be able to tap into more of my female energy in this world I'm in now and what I'm doing now is so much better because you are more intuitive. You're more awake, like you say. You're seeing things, you're listening. You're getting you're getting those perspectives that are coming through. You're more connected to like mind, body, and soul. And you can still have them, you can still then dial in the male energy, but you're just leading more in that way, which I think for me is just a way better way of being. I'm a better person for it. Yeah.
Absolutely, because then you're like intuitively as well find your way
Mm.
how to manage this unknown chaos, everything, and you have to build more this towards trusting the way, trusting what's happening, trusting yourself, and you trust that whatever happens, they want to happen through me, and I will bring it to the world, not like I have to accomplish because I do have a fear of losing. I mean, to be someone. I mean, from absolutely different place, and this puts to us as a woman. I mean, the energy we really don't evolve.
No,
We get out.
no.
Yeah.
I want to just quickly, I'm gonna let you get back to your day because I know that it is, yeah, but I'm just gonna paraphrase some of the things you called, like you responded to because you took considerable amount of time to write it and I loved it. And you said you come from a family where building together is part of the DNA. My parents, grandparents, they weren't just professionals, they were creators, clinics, research businesses, and there was always something to being built. And you said the rule was simple. You're allowed to take risks, to fail, to dream big, but you're not allowed to play small. I love that you talk around
Mhm.
playing small. And then you said that mindset shaped my legal career. And then obviously after a decade, you've explained that as rising to managing partner at a top tier firm, you saw cracks in the system that you couldn't ignore. And you said there's a fundamental misconception about legal work because the outcome always usually ends up as a document. And it's probably oversimplified to drafting legal text, but drafting is 10% of the actual effort. The real work and the bottleneck is the remaining 90%. So you said validation, ensuring a contract is correct, compliant, risk aligned, consistent with policies, regulations, and acceptable to business. And you felt this deep pull, which I'm the reason I'm calling this out now is because you talked about this deep pull, which is for me, that's that female energy. There was something that was stirring within you that was like, enough's enough. Like your soul, your female energy was kind of bubbling up and it was saying, and you said, I didn't just want to talk about legal innovation, I wanted to build it. I had an idea, what if legal structure could be intelligent, structured, and accessible? And so when I asked you at the very start of this conversation, what was it? What was that defining moment? There it is. You had this deep pull, and here we are, full circle at the end of the conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. And actually, I think, I mean, when you create something, you feel most alive. Yeah. Whatever it is. I mean, that's all the meaning. I mean, for the people, I mean, human being, I mean, to be and create something. I mean, in the overall, it doesn't matter so much in the big picture what you create, but you have to create something. And that's the life energy. Yeah. That's where everything happens. And it doesn't matter. We think it has to be big. No, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't even matter. I mean, it will give you passion, life energy, and drive, and it leads to the road to one step to another. For me, in the law firm, I felt like I have accomplished everything. I built up different practice groups. I handed it over to made the next partners, give the over practice groups. I mean, I was a managing partner. I actually felt I am stuck there because I'm going in the circles. I don't create anything anymore. It's the same circle as a year.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't feel like, I mean, I didn't feel like this energy inside me flowing anymore. I mean, it would be like, I mean, will be in your comfort zone, or you want to be alive. And I started to think a lot, I mean, about this, I mean, technology and how this technology, because, I mean, as I said as well before, if you're starting and working in a law firm, I mean, this another lawyer, the older lawyer, your patron is going to help you to make these decisions. Like, I mean, we have to decide. And what I said in the text as well, I mean, it's not drafting. I mean, we have to constantly, we are like highly professional advisors, helping people to make right decisions and to help them. I mean, you have to learn what direction to go, what's the strategy, what is the next steps, what is the next step. You have to see ahead. And then you're learning, like, I mean, seeing these kind of steps ahead and helping to make decisions. And and basically in a legal tech, I mean, what was really fascinating to me, like, I mean, okay, I mean, you can scale what you are by hiring another lawyer, but can we, I mean, actually use technology and scale ourselves? I mean, exponentially with our knowledge, decision making, etc. And now with, I mean, the times are like evolving so fast thanks to AI, and it's super interesting. I mean, I haven't felt once that I'm going in circles, but it's a next phase coming up, how you actually can, as a lawyer, exponentially like grow the ability to help people to make good decisions. I mean, how to build this kind of platform or system that I can orchestrate that, and not to being again in the fear side that, I mean, oh, us as lawyers, we are going to be replaced by AI and the new methods of working. Working for what? What? Drafting something. And that's, I mean, that's huge misconception. And the foundation, again, you go back to the foundation and yeah, and how we can, I mean,
you're reshaping. Yeah, you're reshaping through innovation.
Yeah,
It's such an exciting time, right? Like, because I was going to say to you as my final two questions, you know, what does innovation look like and feel like for you this year? Or like, is it too hard to even make those predictions? Like, what do you like? Yeah, like in general, like, what do you see as I mean, AI is here. There's just it's changing so quickly. Like every day I'm doing something or I'm creating something new with AI and I'm like, whoa, like that's completely changed my world, you know? Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, again, going back to the foundation, because I mean, people who are working in daily their jobs, they don't think about these kind of things. I mean, maybe they don't see patterns, they don't connect the dots, they just continue doing what they are doing. And that's what I'm saying, like you see what the BA people are doing, and you give them more and more tools to do it differently, and then another set of tools, and then you observe it day after day, and then the innovation is when you connect the dots with
Yes.
a new technology application, and you say like, guys, we can do it this way now, and we can, I don't know, absolutely differently. But I don't think that that is like whatever AI is doing right now, that the foundation is your own knowledge and your own learning, and what you have seen and in the real life, and then putting it into and using technology to get this efficiency and everything. It's not just, I mean, we go to I don't have any life experience or any this vertical experience, and I can just automate it.
No, I love it.
And
I agree. And this is what, for me, we're going to be able to create more innovation because we're almost allowing, well, AI is becoming efficient and more like a product efficiency tool, but it's going to allow us to be more innovative. Like you say, our foundations, our own knowledge, and solving complex problems, like you said, connecting the dots. That's what I'm so excited about. Like how much we're going to evolve as human beings. Our human potential is going to be expansive in terms of it's less about the fear, but it's more about, well, what's possible, Mm.
absolutely, because I mean, whatever AI says or does, you are going to make a decision. And how actually, I mean, you still have to decide. I mean, maybe you are more for, maybe you have many more perspective, maybe you can analyze more, but you still make a decision yourself.
Yeah. So what would be, Mariana, what would be your last piece of advice, words of wisdom that you would share when it comes to evolving as a person? Like, what would you've given us so much already, but is there anything else that you would share with anyone who is stuck? Stuck,
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, absolutely. I think it was one of like my personal big learnings, and I created some kind of formula how to not to get stuck anymore. And it's super simple, actually. I mean, whatever where you're stuck at the moment, then you have to take some steps back,
Mm.
and then you have to find even the small thing what is working. Yeah. So you have to find it, what's working, what's good, what's working, what makes me happy, and you put your focus there. You forget about things what don't work, and then you put more energy and more focus on things what are working. Maybe they are trivial, maybe they don't look so important at this point, but that is where success is going to happen. And it's a very good say, like if you have a kid who is good in math and bad in piano, then you don't, or it was opposite, but in general, you don't hire the piano teacher, but the math teacher. So you don't want to
Yeah, that's a good one.
be average.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be average in something. You
You
want to
want
be good
master.
in
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mastery.
Exactly. So you average everything, but good in something. And it could be a small thing. And this small thing is going to actually, I mean, if it's the right thing, then it's going to bring you more. If you see it, I mean, oh, this is next thing happening. Maybe next customer is coming. Maybe someone is calling. It's just suddenly starting to happen. But and that's why you have to stop all the time and think, what is working in my life? And basically I'm doing it all the time. I'm asking my team as well, tell me what's working, what signals you're getting, what's working. I don't care, this didn't work, because it just creates a I mean, we
Abundant.
of course have to analyze. Yeah, and then because our focus on things in things what are not working, and we are getting like desperate about them, and we try to change that,
Yeah.
and then we forgot about everything what's, I mean, maybe was good, maybe was working, and we don't expand this line, but will be miserable with our things which are not working,
Oh, I love your.
and it actually
Yeah.
applies every aspect in life. Put your eyes and your heart into things what are working.
Yeah, this has been such a great conversation, and I'm just you should see Rally Bob now. He's laying down. I don't know if yours does this. He's on his back, and he's all his legs in the air, and he's having the funniest little sleep. And I'm just like, talk about
Yeah,
talk about content and happy and just loving life. Like that's what it's all
yeah,
about. Isn't it? Like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, so lovely to connect. And thank you so much for your time. How do we find out more about you, Mariana? Where is best to hear more about you, hear more about avocado?
I think the best are actually to follow me in LinkedIn, and I think that we're most active, and we are posting a lot about this journey and our learnings, and what's happening in avocado life.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate your ability to be so vulnerable and just share it how it is. Like, there's so many gray areas, but like just the ability just to be able to share it, it's so refreshing. And I just think as leaders, and we need to be talking more and more and more about this, like there's a lot of power shifts
Okay.
moment in the world as you can see and know from leaders and just all the bad stuff. And so like embracing us and what we're doing, and this just I just think there's a whole new paradigm of different power coming to light, if you ask me. Power for good,
Yeah.
very different. And yeah, with lots of love, lots of heart, lots of empathy, lots of
Hmm.
innovation and still ambition, but just a lot more humility as well. So thank you so much for coming on my show. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Belinda. I was really, I mean, time went so fast,
I know.
and was really happy meeting you. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Thank you.